Greetings, this is Dr. Bill White again with the American Orthodontic Society, and I want to talk a little bit more this morning about untreated ectopic erupting teeth. We've shown some that we caught on the way, and I may have done some work with this case before, but I want to stress it's such an important thing that people learn. They think that they've got to wait until they're 12 or 14 or something like that to do the orthodontics. It's absolutely ridiculous. If you let a case with ectopically erupting permanent teeth come in behind, they'll eat the baby tooth away completely, and they move up into the spot, and this is a perfect example of it. And I just want to go through it again here if I've done it before. This is something we really need to know if you're going to deal with children. All right, this is this young lady's models. The time she came in, it's the first time I ever saw this young lady. Of course, the upper centrals are separated and the space is different, and the space is different on the side where they got permanent, the deciduous teeth were missing. Let's get that down to it here in a minute. Now, if you look at this, there's a central, a lateral, and a cuspid, and a first bi, and the second bi is up in here somewhere. And this is a 6-year molar that has drifted forward into this space, and now we've got space here for 2 teeth. It is only, we've got space only for 2 teeth, and there are 3 teeth that come in. So I'm going to go in here pretty quick, and we'll look at this. Excuse me. Now, if you're doing orthodontics and you really know what you're doing with it, you can look at a 6-year molar. Now, this 6-year molar is rotated around like this, and it has moved forward. It rotates on this lingual root down in here. And now, if you wait, this girl, I think, is 10 years old, or about that age here. Now, we're going to have to back this tooth way up back here and take the other teeth out behind it to help correct this problem that we've got that developed simply because somebody either didn't know what they were looking at if they x-rayed it, or they didn't take proper x-rays to see what was going on. So let's run on here, and this is the lower, looks pretty normal. It's got problems, but not bad. And the when we look at the cephalometric picture here, we'll see that the upper 6-year molar has drifted in a forward direction to create more of a problem that you're going to have. I'll try to go through this quick, but I want to explain it. Now, this side is fairly normal. You see this second bi, first bi, cuspid coming in here, lateral and central. So that's fairly normal. You come over to the other side. Here is your central. Here is your lateral. Here is a cuspid tooth right there. And you can hardly see, but here is a first bi, and here is a second bi, right on top of one another. This 6-year molar has drifted in this direction and has closed up this space. Now we've got wisdom teeth back here. We're going to have to eliminate those. And this young lady's, she's 10 years of age now. And most orthodontists wouldn't have messed with it. But you're going to have a difficult case finishing this particular case up. And I'll just go through some of it here with you. Now, here's the same thing. You see, you've got, here's a lateral, and here is a deciduous cuspid, and here's a permanent cuspid, a bicuspid, and another bicuspid in here. Trying to get these teeth in here, we're going to have to move that back to get that in. So it's going to be a difficult case to deal with. All right, you can see here we've started and we're working and doing pretty good. We've got spraying in here, opening this gap. But here's the first bi, there's the second bi, here's this permanent cuspid and the deciduous cuspid right in here. So this is turned into a very crowded case in which this whole side is going to go back in that area. Now, if you look at it, we've expanded it a lot more, and this is, she's 12 years of age now. So we've worked a couple of years here more, and we've got room enough for the second bicuspid to come in, the first bi, and the cuspid's going to come in there. Same thing's taking place over on the other side of the mouth. Okay, all right, now it just becomes a very crowded case, which is a lot more difficult than if somebody had guided that 6-year roller into place. Then you would just had to deal with your wisdom teeth back in the back in this case. There is no room here. You can see this wisdom tooth is not going to make it, and none of them are. All the wisdom teeth, we recommended getting them out. Okay, here this 1992. And this young lady is 13 and 11 now. I mean, we've been here quite a while, and we're just now getting a cuspid in here so we can turn it around and correct it. And so it's taken a couple of years, well, actually 4 years, time we get through with this case. We had to add that space to it. But here we come in 1994, and this young lady is 16 years old, and we have finished this case up, except we're going to have to get her 4 wisdom teeth, or we'll send her to somebody to get them out. So that's the same thing. Okay, this is 1995, and she still hadn't taken the wisdom teeth out, but the teeth are lined up very good, and she's 17 years old right now. All right, this is just going back now to show some of the orthodontics that we did, expanding this, which I'm not going to take a lot of time. But on the side where we lost that, now this was really crowded, so we got spraying here, and we're coming forward with it, and we're going to have to get it off center to some extent. This side had the teeth in it, and this cuspid and 2 bis and this deciduous cuspid were all in one spot at that time. You'll have to study this case to really appreciate it. All right, here we go to this 1993, and we put her in an upper hallway retainer and got retainer still got the appliance is still on the bottom arch here. Now this is 93. That's lined up good. Okay, we finish the case up. This is 1995. You can see, and this really, even if I did do it, it looks darn nice. It's got the proper overjet, overbite, and the interdigitation looks excellent from this standpoint. And in other words, you can do it, but it's going to take longer, and it is a lot more difficult than if you had gone back there and saved that ectopically erupting 6-year molar, or just moved it back and had room. This is the way it looks in 89, and here it is in 95. 89, 95, same thing. You remember that tooth I showed on there that was turned around? It would be way up in here. We've got it back now and rotated back on that, and it's lined up. Looks like a real good case. There it was when we started. Okay, thank you for watching, and I hope people will take my advice and go in and do these ectopically erupting 6-year molars back when they should be done. This is a beautiful young lady, but we've been working on her now for several years, getting this done. So thanks for watching, and just try to not fall in this trap and finish this up. So I'm going to see, I think that's where she started out, and there's where we've finished with her, and I'm proud of that case. And we're going to go ahead and close this out now.